All right, so you have a local business, you want more customers, and you know the internet, Google, that's where it's at. But how do you even begin to, I don't know, crack the code of local SEO?
Yeah, it can seem mysterious, right? Like those businesses that pop up first when you search bakery near me. How'd they get there? Well, we found this SEO consultant online. He's built his whole business around this stuff. And get this, he actually recommends starting with a move that seems counterintuitive.
Oh, tell me more.
He says, move your website domain and your hosting to Google itself.
Really? Why on earth would you want to do that?
Well, think of it this way. You're basically setting up shop right in Google's backyard. It's like you're showing them, hey, I'm serious about this whole online thing. I'm all in on Google.
So it's like you're not just renting a space in their world, you're kind of, I don't know, becoming a citizen.
Exactly. You're building a direct line of communication, showing Google you're invested in their platform. And, he even says running even a small Google Ads campaign can really solidify your presence.
Okay, interesting. So it's like you're not just there, you're showing them you're willing to play their game, you're serious about visibility.
Precisely. It's like you get this badge almost that Google recognizes. Plus, let's face it, if there are any hiccups, with your Google business profile or anything like that.
Which, by the way, can be a nightmare for business owners getting lost in the Google sphere.
Oh, absolutely. But having that direct line, well, like you're already on their radar. They know you. And that can make a world of difference.
Right, because getting noticed, getting found, that's often the biggest hurdle for local businesses. Speaking of which, our expert is a huge EE advocate for optimizing your Google Business Profile, or GBP.
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial. And one of the biggest mistakes he sees, choosing the wrong category for your business.
Okay, so can you elaborate on that a little?
Sure, it's not enough to just say you're a restaurant anymore. You have to get specific. Think Thai restaurant or vegan cafe or late night pizza delivery. You get the idea.
Right, like if someone's craving sushi at 2 a.m., they're not going to find your awesome ramen spot if it's categorized wrong.
Exactly. He actually has this great tip for figuring out the best category. Search for your main keyword yourself, like whatever people would type in to find you. Then see what those top ranking businesses are using. It's
like peeking at the answer sheet.
Exactly. You learn from the best, right? And while we're talking about Google business profiles, let's talk names, business names. It's tempting, to just stuff it with keywords.
Like best pizza city name or something. I've seen that.
Yeah. And while it might seem clever, he actually advises against it.
Really? Why is that?
Well, Google's getting smarter and smarter. They can spot a keyword stuffed name a mile away, and it just comes across as, well, kind of desperate, don't you think? Plus, it can hurt your credibility in the long run.
That's a good point. Nobody wants to look like they're trying too hard.
Right. So he suggests, especially if you're just starting out, naming a new business, really think about those keywords. Don't be afraid to incorporate your city, maybe a primary service you offer, but do it organically.
Okay, so instead of Joe's super amazing pizza best in city, it's more like, what, Joe's City Pizza? Just keep it simple.
Exactly. Subtle, effective.
Oh.
And make sure that address is front and center on your profile. Google is pretty good at connecting the dots.
Right. You're not trying to trick anyone, just making it easy for them and for Google to find you. Okay, so we've covered setting up with Google, optimizing that business profile. What else is there?
Citations. These are like little credibility boosts you get all over the web.
Okay, break that down for me. What exactly counts as a citation?
So it's basically any place online where your business name, your address, and phone number are all listed. Consistently. We're talking Yelp, industry directories, even your local Chamber of Commerce website. All those count.
So it's not just about being on every platform under the sun. It's about being on the right platforms and making sure all that info matches up perfectly.
You got it. It's about building trust. Trust with Google, trust with potential customers. And actually, he has this interesting tactic. He suggests using something like Fiverr, for freelancers.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
He says you can use it to get backlinks.
Backlinks for citations. Okay, now you've lost me.
I know. It sounds complicated, but it's not, really. Think of a backlink like a shout out from another website. So when a good site, one that Google already sees as trustworthy, links to your profile, say on Yelp, it's like they're vouching for you.
Ah, I see. It's like a friend introducing you at a party. Hey, this is Joe. You got to try his pizza. It's the best.
Exactly. That friend is the backlink. And Google sees that and they're like, okay, these guys are legit.
That's pretty clever, actually. So we've got Google on our side. Our profile's looking good. We're racking up citations. What else is there?
Well, what's any online presence without a chorus of glowing reviews?
Ah, yes, because people trust other people. Right. I know I always check the reviews before I try a new place.
For sure. And while Google reviews, those are important, don't underestimate the power of Facebook.
Really, I always thought of Facebook as more for, arguing with relatives and sharing cat videos.
Oh, there's plenty of that, for sure. But their review system, it's huge. And it's really integrated into those local searches. Plus, people are already on Facebook, right? So if they can leave a review without clicking away to another site.
They're much more likely to actually do it. Makes sense. Meet your customers where they are. Any other review wisdom for us?
He had this one suggestion, and I'll admit it's a little out there. He says, think about getting some reviews occasionally in another language.
Whoa, now that's thinking outside the box. I mean, how does that even work?
Keywords. If you've got, say, a lot of Spanish-speaking customers having a genuine review in Spanish, and then, of course, the English translation below, means you've got those keywords there twice in both languages.
That's actually brilliant. Plus, it makes the reviews themselves accessible to way more people. Okay, so we've got our reviews from all sorts of happy customers. What about the website itself?
This SEO guy, he is surprisingly opinionated about website design. He even has what he calls the most perfect homepage ever created by man.
Oh, I have to hear about this. What makes it so perfect?
It's probably not what you think. He's a huge advocate for simplicity, especially for local businesses.
So we're not talking crazy animations, autoplay music, all that jazz.
He actually says, and I quote, "Nobody wants to wait 5 minutes for your website to load on their phone while walking down the street." He's all about a clean layout, easy to navigate, and a super clear call to action.
And for most local businesses, that call to action is going to be
a phone call. Make it easy for them to call you right then and there from that website. Phone number front and center. Can't miss it.
Absolutely. We're trying to get them to order that pizza, book that appointment, whatever it is, as quickly and easily as possible.
Right. Highlight your main services. Showcase your location. Don't bury the lead. And you know what else he suggests? He suggests using, get this, ChatGPT.
Okay, I thought we weren't supposed to use AI to write our website content.
No, not for that. He says think of it more like, a brainstorming partner.
I can see that.
Right. So ask it, what are the most common questions people have about your type of business? And see what it comes up with. You might be surprised.
So use it to kind of get inside the customer's head. And then you can tailor your website content to actually answer those questions people have.
Exactly. Anticipate their needs, provide the information up front. Makes sense, right?
Totally. Now, we've talked about a lot of technical stuff here, optimizing your Google presence, building those citations, the website. But none of that really matters if
real people aren't actually engaging with it.
Okay, so how do we make sure that happens?
User signals, they're like the digital equivalent of, people voting with their feet. Are they clicking on your listing? Are they asking for directions? Are they picking up the phone and calling? That's what Google really cares about.
Right, because it shows you're not just some empty storefront online. You're a real business with customers who actually want what you offer.
You got it. And our expert, he had a few ideas on how to encourage those user signals. Remember we were talking about holding a little local event?
Oh, like a grand opening pizza party or something?
Exactly. That's not just about community building. It's a way to actually boost those driving directions from your Google business profile.
Because people are literally plugging in your address, getting directions, showing up.
And Google sees all that. It's like, oh, something's happening here. This is a place to pay attention to.
Real world actions translating into digital proof. That's really interesting.
It all ties back to that trust and authority, right?
Yeah.
You build it with Google, you build it with your customers, it all works together.
This has been a gold mine of information, seriously. So for all our listeners out there, those local business owners juggling a million things, what's the one thing you want them to take away from this deep dive?
Don't overthink it. Local SEO, it can seem intimidating, but really it's about taking those small steps consistently. Optimize your presence online. Be yourself. Let your passion for what you do shine through. That's what people connect with.
Absolutely. It's about connecting with people, not just algorithms.
Exactly. Show your personality, show your local roots. That's how you stand out online.
I love that. All right. On that note, we're wrapping up another deep dive. Until next time, keep experimenting, keep learning, and most importantly, keep those customers rolling in.